It's very important you know that when it comes to headphones, price and sound quality, they don't line up. Let's talk about it. This is something that I've said before in the past, but price and sound quality do not correlate. Yes, there are some expensive headphones that sound really good. There's also a lot of expensive headphones that sound really bad. I'm looking at some right now. Hyphen Audivina is a great example, or the new Grado headphones that are basically hot garbage. And there are a lot of things that are expensive that are, again, incredible, but they're not good because they're expensive. There's a lot of things that are very inexpensive that are very good, just in different ways. I've been saying for years the AKG K361 is as good as some of the best closed back headphones on the planet in terms of sound quality. It's just built poorly. It's not super comfortable and it will fall apart. But at under $100, it sounds about as good as a lot of $1,000 closed back headphones. If that doesn't tell you right there that sound quality does not have to be expensive, I don't know what will. And the K361 isn't an outlier. Something like the Sony MDR7506, you can swap some Yaxi pads onto that, and that is an incredible value. You can get that headphone for like $50, put $20 worth of pads on it, and suddenly you have a closed back that is very competent into things in the $400 price range. The HD 600, 650, and 6XX even more is another great example. Those are headphones where people will spend thousands and thousands of dollars and then come back to something like an HD 600 at the end of the day because it's just great. And while there's going to be some frequency response differences, you could either make up for them with EQ or plug them up to a tube amp. It doesn't really matter. The Sundara is one of the better planars on the market, but it's also one of the more, air quotes, budget-friendly options, especially when we're talking about versus the flagships and whatnot. A $250 to $300 Sundara is a lot better than many multi-$1,000 planars. Same is true for the FIO FT1 Pro, an open back planar that's pretty affordable and very competent. Or the regular FT1, a closed back dynamic that is genuinely excellent, especially at its price. This list can just keep on going. A lot of times when you are buying these more expensive products, they're not marked up for no reason. A lot of them are being built at smaller volumes. A lot of them cost a lot more to build because of specific facets of the build quality, ergonomics, or the scale in which they're being manufactured. And what you end up with might be a specific frequency response that you just can't find in a more cheap product, but that doesn't mean that a cheaper product can't sound just as good. There isn't like a specific rare element or facet that makes expensive headphones sound better sometimes. It's more just the result of how that product has come together. The frequency response that they managed to achieve with it, or the way that the ergonomics play out, or the acoustic space. But none of it is about the price. Recently when I was at CanJam, someone came up to me and he said, I have some HD490 Pros and I want to know what I should upgrade to next. I said, okay, well, what do you not like about your HD490 Pros? And he was like, oh, nothing. They do everything I want. I really enjoy them. I think they sound incredible. But something more expensive has to be better, right? No, that's not how it works. I told him, I said, if these are doing everything you want, you should just save your money. Don't buy something more expensive just because it's more expensive, just because you think that means it's going to be better. Because realistically, it's probably not going to be unless you're looking for something very specific. Here's a good example. Modhouse Tungsten. I love that headphone. I think it's one of the best planars on the planet, period. It costs what it costs because it's being built at a low volume. It's very expensive for them to be produced. And that doesn't have to do with like an exotic material or anything like that. It's just because they're being produced at low volume. It's not being pumped out by tens of thousands in a big factory somewhere overseas. It's being made by a guy in Pennsylvania. That headphone being expensive is not what makes it sound good. It just sounds good. Another good example is the difference between the DCA Noir and the DCA E3, well, the Noir X specifically. The E3 is double the price of the Noir X, but if you saw the video I made on it, they're pretty dang close in terms of sound quality. It just depends on which one you like more. It's not that one is like specifically ultra detailed and one isn't, it's that they have slightly different frequency responses than treble, and you might prefer one over the other. For me, I prefer the E3, but that has nothing to do with its price. The E3 could be the cheaper of the two headphones, and I would still like it more. And there's headphones in more expensive price ranges that do interesting things, like the kind of auditory effects you get with the HD800S that make it sound really soundstagey. That's cool. It's not because the headphone's expensive. And I just want to illustrate that you do not need to spend a ton of money in this hobby to get something truly excellent. Same goes for amplifiers. Almost everything that I listed, you could probably plug into a MacBook and be just fine. You do not need to spend thousands of dollars on an amp or a DAC or anything like that. Could it help? Sure, there's areas where it definitely can, especially if you're doing something flavored like a tube amp. I'm looking over at my Dark Voice over there, or my little Dot Mark II over there. 99% of the time, if someone says, what amp should I buy? I'll tell them a JDS Labs Atom, or a Questyle M15, or something small, affordable like that will get the job done, that does everything you really need it to do, that has the same kind of sound quality as a lot of very expensive amps, because you're not really getting a notable difference there unless it's something really wonky or flavored or colored. I mean, I think something like a Chord Mojo is totally justifiable in terms of its price, because it's a DAC, a headphone amp, and it has lots of cool options in it for like crossfeed or DSP or that kind of stuff. But I don't think you should go out of your way to buy a $3,000 solid state amp for its sound quality. Just buy an Atom. Like, I get if you want to have something really dope, like a Felix tube amp, something that is going to alter the sound and give you some really cool colorations. That's also just a beautiful piece to have. And gear is fun, don't get me wrong. I love having audio gear. I love having a stack and being able to plug a bunch of cool stuff up to it. But those elements being expensive does not make them better. Sound quality does not correlate with price. Your Koss Porta-Pros are hi-fi. Your KPH-30Is are hi-fi. Your AKG K371s or K361s are hi-fi. Your MDR7506 or your HD6XX is hi-fi. And by all means, go down the rabbit hole. Enjoy some of the more expensive things. And there are some expensive things that are great, but they're not great because they're expensive. And a $100 headphone can be just as good as a $2,000 headphone. Just have to find a good one. Quick little rant. I just wanted to put that out there because it's something that has been asked to me so many different times, and I feel like it's very important I communicate that to you guys. So that's all I got for today. If you like this video, leave a like down below. Comment letting me know what you want to see in the future. If you want to get access to some interesting content, you can check out the float plane. The link in the video description. I have a video on there where I shaved Joshua Valor's head into a mohawk. That was fun. And as always, don't forget to stick around and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. Until next time, guys. Peace.